Good afternoon and welcome to Wammer Park for the Elizabeth versus Woodville Premier Grade game. Paul Smith here commentating from Woodville. Currently lacking an Elizabeth commentator, so it may be a biased commentary, but we'll see. Another glorious day at Elizabeth. Always is really nice when you come up this way. Looking forward to a really good game of rugby. We're about to get underway with Elizabeth starting us off. Good early pressure by Elizabeth there, really good. Bit of an accidental knock on by JP, our second rower there. I've just been joined by an Elizabeth representative, so we're up and running as a pair, so it's no longer going to be a completely biased commentary.
Well, we'll see, maybe biased the other way.
I'm Paul.
Sure, yeah.
Good to meet you, Sean.
So, what, knock on off the kickoff?
Not off the kickoff. There was a couple of little plays. Elizabeth put a lot of pressure on, and just a silly mistake.
Yeah. So we got Javessa, the Black Falcon scrum off. We're normally Elizabeth wing, putting in at scrum time.
How are you going through the season so far?
Oh, going well. Had a nice win against Souths last week. I think that might be quite season-defining one.
Yeah,
played some tough teams at the beginning. Unlucky to lose against Old Coals in the opening round, and then ran into Brighton, as most teams do. But it was close, so it was good. We just need to click together, and now we can experiment a bit.
That's good. Seems to be an early shove on that scrum. Oh, settle down now.
Ball's out. Big push.
Picked by the 8.
Oh. Adam Bethel, man in the middle.
Woodville not making very good tackles there. Is he through?
I think knock on.
Oh,
Noah over the line. Big boy. But we're coming back for an advantage. Let's see. Noah with the goose step at his size.
It's always good to see a big boy doing a goose step, isn't it?
Quick tap. Lonnie. CT. Oh.
Tried to be a little bit clever. Would have been great if it had come off.
So while we set up for the scrum, how's your season started?
Yeah, a bit up and down, really, to be honest with you. I think, numbers haven't been amazing for us so far. So we're having to drag in quite a few of the B-grade players straight after they've played a full 70 minutes of rugby on the game before. So it's a lot of tired legs out there.
But I noticed a few players who were under 18 last year starting for you.
Yeah, and we've also got a lot
one in the front row with a mop of hair.
Yeah, Sorrel. Yeah, Sorrel is he's just a silent assassin. That young lad. He's a great. We just tell him, go that way, and he goes that way for you. So it's a good little player.
And one of the speediest wings in the competition, I think. On the far side, Junior.
Junior is playing at 15 today,
today,
but yeah, he's got some pace. I guess Elizabeth, you know a lot of the Vuata family, don't you? So
yes. Partey.
Yeah.
Particularly, I remember him.
Coming out from on the back of quite some bad injuries.
Oh, charge down.
Oh, it's charged down.
Nice.
And the try.
Scored by CT. If I'm correct, that's Tim at scrum half.
Tim Stavast, yeah. He's a great little scrum half, quite a tenacious little bugger. But it was a bit of an unfortunate one there with the charge down.
I think in the pre-season match when we played you, I played against him at scrum half, and he said he's more of a flank. He's getting used to scrum half.
Yeah, he never really started out at scrum half, but he seems to have a natural ability in that position. You know, he's one of those types of scrum halves. You get two types, don't you, really? But he's one of those that just he just keeps going, and then just tries to make all of the tackles at the same time. So he's kind of got that flank mentality, but he still does a really good job of scrum half.
And Fatsvehe with the conversion attempt. Kicked really well last week. Was the difference in the end with our win, more conversions and a penalty. Well, the win may make this difficult.
Yeah, just picked up all of a sudden. Do you know when he first kicked that? I thought that was going nowhere near, but it just seemed to rise. But just unfortunately, just
wasn't the prettiest one. But in the reserve grade as well, they went all pretty kicks, but they got there in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good game, the reserve game, first of all.
Yeah.
Nice, sorry for this, but a nice little win for Woodville. So that keeps their heads high.
Sneaky little thing at the end to go for the 3, put us out of the losing bonus point.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for you, but I guess.
But it's smart.
Yeah.
Big run by Paulo. Off to Javersa, Lani.
Moving the ball well.
Difficult to take down. Another offload. Noah does the Islander sidestep.
Currently Woodville holding them up a little bit, but they're slowly but surely marching forward. And a penalty to Elizabeth. We're not rolling away. Was that the?
Yeah, I think the Jackler would have been fine if the guy had rolled away
Yeah.
quicker. One of those unfortunate penalties where you actually do nothing wrong, it's someone else that's cost you.
Oh, don't worry. Owen Potter never does anything wrong. There goes Junior. Oh! He just keeps going, doesn't he?
Big hit.
There's JP, got the ball. Yeah, good run. Support's there. There goes Owen Potter. Just had his dad playing the B grade for us.
And younger brother, correct?
He didn't play in the B grade today, no. He was in the 18s. I think he was being assessed by Rusa today just to see if he can start dispensating up. It's great when you have generations of rugby players playing together.
Evan Woodward.
Yeah, trying to sneak through.
Former Elizabeth player when I came here in juniors.
Yes, we've. If you look out on that pitch, we've done pretty well from Elizabeth so far. Ed Alderson, our wonderful Englishman. Good passage of play from Woodville here.
Junior making another run. No, not Junior that time.
Is it Partey? Good hands. Oh, unfortunate knock on there by Woodville. Oh, it went backwards, the referee said. hear the crowd in the background saying, what, that went backwards? They don't want it.
The perfect example there of playing to the whistle. Don't just do what you think it happened. Oh.
You're right. Is that Partey making a run for it?
Adam Chapman.
Adam Chapman.
Oh.
Ball's free.
It's scrappy here.
Yeah, very
Need to
scrappy.
consolidate. Need to show
Go
what's
forward,
happening.
boys. And we reset. Evan having a go. Oh,
Ripped in the
lost
tackle.
forward.
We'll see no advantage over for the high tackle, I believe it was.
You're correct. So you're coaching the A grade?
Yeah, partly. Doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff,
Okay.
trying to just sort out the plans and that type of stuff, because with having our team dynamics a bit different to most other clubs, where we just have to try to consolidate the plans online and not with everyone together at once.
Sure. So a few of these guys are coming down from other areas around the state?
Yeah, there's a few people from our club coming all over, and there's still a few people who aren't here yet, who were starters last year, but you know, community rugby work will always take preference.
Yeah, absolutely right. For a lot of these guys, that that's what they've got to do is work first, rugby second, unfortunately. But it's great when you get them down.
So Elizabeth just need to keep their structure, keep the defence.
Some good pressure by Woodville.
What's that? I think he could have had he was down on his knees there. But that's a law that's got me a bit perplexed this year with how the refs blow it. Some call it a rip, some call it a knock-on, and I'm never sure what it is until it's actually blown.
And another example of having to play to the whistle. Have you been with Elizabeth for a long time then?
No, only since I moved to Australia in August 2020. My first match was, I think, like 3 days after I got out of the quarantine hotel.
Oh, wow.
Jason Heim needed a player, and opening match was actually against Woodville, at Woodville.
Right. Okay. And so originally from South Africa?
Yes. Yes.
I would like to say a wonderful rugby nation.
Let's see what Elizabeth can do here from in the shot. In their 22, you know, they can wander around from anywhere. And I feel they went the wrong way.
Always broken
Nice
through a
run
few
by
tackles.
Seth. Great tackle. What type of
Good
pass is
support
that?
there.
That's a coach killer.
Yeah, indeed.
That one as well.
Still got the possession. Still going forward.
Oh. Big no with the run. Another one.
Oh, that's
Go, Russ.
very good support.
Rusty all the way through. And please put the ball down.
Does he play sevens by any chance?
Yes, he does. He's a sevens player. New to our team this year. But not the most conventional way to get from your try line to the other teams with a few of those passes. Not many passes in that whole passage of play, and not many what you would call standard passes, but it works.
Oh, you could say it was a bit scrappy, but you know what? The support was there, which is the most important thing. I think, you know, sometimes players forget about that whole support mentality, don't they?
but it's beautiful for a neutral to watch.
Yeah, indeed. Slots it nicely through the posts.
And I think the infographic is wrong, possibly. Pretty sure that was the second try.
It was the second try, so we should be now 12-0 to Elizabeth Shaw. Don't you worry, our team managers will be on it. There we go. Not sure that's going to go quite 10.
No. But eventually, get there.
Throw into Elizabeth.
So you can get this, get it sorted, start building from the basics. Good lineouts. Risky pass. Oh, great tackle.
Yeah.
Release.
Is the referee going to... he did. That's some good pressure. Unfortunate in the hands.
Bill, 15, with a new haircut today. Normally our number 10. I think he thought change of position, change of hairstyle. I think he's done better.
So Woodville put in at the scrum. Let's see what they can do. Let's get this through the hands, boys, and put it over the line.
Nice hook. Big tackle.
Both players on him. There's Adam Chapman dancing around there. Half back over the top. Owen Potter, see what you can make of it. Sam Stewart with a
prop kicking it.
yeah, Sam Stewart thinking he was being a little bit clever, but
that going to be a fine afterwards?
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
Right. 10 commandments of rugby: thou shalt not kick if thou hast 7. Number less than 7.
Oh, in the modern age of rugby now, you know, you get running props and everything, don't you?
They can run all they want. I don't like them kicking it.
Looks like Evan Woodward is sporting a new haircut there as well. Or he had a fight with his barber, I'm not sure.
Not his best work. Good counter out.
Very good.
Good pickup by Owen Potter. Back in the action again.
And then there we go, another forward kicking it.
Might be considered high.
Yeah.
Fortunately, just slipped up.
Yeah.
I don't think too much malice in that one. Just watching the video.
It wasn't a textbook tackle, that's for sure.
No. Here's with lineout. Let's see if we can work on the good work of the last one. Good throw. Okay. It's a big run up the middle.
Still going. Oh.
Push. Unlucky.
So Woodville playing the advantage there. Jason Wilshire moving forward. It's a little bit loose through the hands at the minute. No one tackling JP. Oh.
Good rip in the tackle by Paula.
Indeed.
Oh.
Unfortunately stepped out.
Oh. That would have been an interesting foot chase.
Got a few of the old guard coming out today for us. Doug there. Doug Wells. I think he's about 120, potentially. But he just keeps going. Good hands by Tim. That was the right choice.
Someone just needs to consolidate, run forward, and there we go. Pretty sure
Junior.
Ship was tackled to the ground there.
Oh, another rip.
Ripped,
Oh,
and then not too sure what happened there. Oh.
Sorrell making a run for it. Good seal. And again, Sam Stewart with the kick. And a return kick by Elizabeth, unfortunately, goes straight out.
Neck game from kick from the prop.
Don't give him that. Oh no, he was within the 22, so.
First substitution. Big Tom Prokopek coming off, played reserve grade, so short run in the Premiers.
Probably pretty tired, I would have thought.
Good run by Seth, one of our juniors coming through the ranks. Big, I was going to say 4 guys to bring him down. Fahey through.
Great covering tackle. Picked up by Jason, was it?
Good defense by Woodville. Oh.
Ooh, and then got a little bit scrappy.
They just need to turn the screws, keep them down there, or force a kick. But don't rush it and be offsides.
Yeah. Fair amount of chat there over from Woodville with the referee. Not sure what they're going to be talking about. I think they've managed to come away with this quite nicely.
I think another cross-covering tackle there by Junior in the corner. I saw that correctly.
Yeah, you're right. Seems to be everywhere on that pitch, that young man. He's having a really good season so far at 15. He's playing very well.
Good line out, solid line out. Oh.
Unfortunate, rare mistake from Junior there. Elizabeth resetting.
Good tackle.
Is that Partey making the tackle?
I don't think on his feet there.
Solid defence by Woodville at the minute, but Elizabeth slowly but surely making it over the gain line.
I think Sorrel getting in there for the jackal. Not too sure it came in through the gate there.
It didn't look particularly. So Woodville kick for the line out, and the line out is still theirs, and stolen by Elizabeth.
Oh, a bit of a late tackle. Oh, unlucky.
Knock on by Elizabeth.
Trying to play the game a bit too fast. Woodville 8 lost his scrum cap.
Not entirely sure that Owen Potter is actually tying it up, so it's
Solid rucks by Woodville, securing the ball. And as I say that, and he's got his scrum cap back.
that looks like a different scrum cap.
Yeah. Elizabeth hoping to put some of this pressure into points now. Been camped on here for quite a while.
Hopefully the Woodville defence keeps them out again.
Big scrum.
A big shove.
Good kick.
Really good kick by Ed there. Playing at 10 today. Doesn't usually play at 10. We usually have a new guy. Mika has turned up for us, but unfortunately couldn't make it today. So
his kickoffs last week were perfect against Brighton.
Stolen again by
Early jump. Unfortunately, you can't just jump and stay up there. short arm, so they can't go for touch.
So Woodville opting for the scrum. I think they're pretty happy with their scrum so far.
Yeah, I don't see why they would have taken another option there. Scrum or tap the ball, and they haven't had much luck with that so far. But scrums, they've had good fortune with them. And then I say that again.
Commentator's curse.
Polani clicking to touch, and the ball's gone over. Good throw.
Straight through the hole.
Going wide.
And the referee's calling that one forward.
If we call that one, we got to call all of them then.
Sure, you and I have opposing views on that pass just there.
No, it's not based on that pass, but it's just more that sometimes it's just, I don't know what's a forward pass and what's a backward pass anymore.
You're right. The speed of play nowadays is, you know, those flat ball passes. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
That scrum's a bit more even.
A little kick by Junior. Oh, he managed to get a little ankle tap at the same time.
Quick ball to Lani, to Javessa, going wide. Rusty's got it now. What? Off to Banksy, wing.
Maintain possession.
Play the blind side again.
Good support.
Javessa in the corner.
And over for Elizabeth.
Good interpassing there. Ball hardly on the ground. That's how they like to play. Good tackle again. Chicken wing. And then Javessa starts running slowly. Another try for him. He always comes into a live stream match with a celebration for a try, and then he always forgets it in the moment. Every match, every live stream we've ever had, he's had a celebration locked and loaded, and he never remembers them.
Maybe someone can have a chat with him at half time and remind him.
While Fahey's lining this up, got a Woodville player down. Would have said cramps, but he seems in quite a bit of agony.
He does, doesn't
in the
he?
middle of the field. Fahey sends it, and he's just pushed it wide. Score remains 17-0 to Elizabeth.
I'm just thinking, is that Partey down there? It's coming off the back of her.
I think it may be by looking who else is in the back line.
Yeah.
and unfortunately I think that's him done for the afternoon.
It looks like it, doesn't it? And we're bringing in on. Now, I'm not going to get this right, but I'm thinking this is Nathan Robertson. He's got a twin brother, Kane. They both play in the under-18s. So, and I think they both have had a run in the B grade as well today. So,
Yes.
Putting out a big shift there for Woodville today.
Very strapped up right knee.
Looks like Partey's being carried off, unfortunately. I got it right, it is Nathan Robertson that's on.
Kick. Big run. Ireland to sidestep again.
Is this a greatly changed side from the pre-season match that we played against you in?
No, not so much. So maybe number 10, Chris Light. Used to play a long time ago. I say a long time. It's probably not that long ago, but he's come back. He wasn't there, but yeah, mostly the same. That's unlucky, Evan.
Stolen by Evan, but then unfortunately knocked on. Oh, so I'm wrong. Sam Stewart did the work and surprised Evan.
Not too sure how much stoppage time there was, but clock showing 3 minutes left.
Don't think there's been a huge amount, has there?
No, all the injuries seem to have occurred when there was a try being scored.
Yeah.
8th man
Pick
pick
at
up
the
at the back by CT. Pass up the back.
Got a loose ball, but Elizabeth still come away with it.
And somehow managed to get that loose in the tackle.
Picked up by Junior, held up by Elizabeth. And driven to the deck. Three men back there for Elizabeth. So.
Go goal. Oh, so close.
He's on his own at the minute. There we go, sport game.
Was there no knock on there?
Elizabeth
Gervais
come away with the
taking it
ball.
wide. Noah's passing it. CT on the wing. Draw to Banksy. And in the corner. James Banks also coming through the junior levels.
That's something Woodville are really working towards, is bolstering our senior teams by bringing our juniors through slowly but surely. It's been a 10-year journey for our juniors, spearheaded by our wonderful Roy Utting. And now we're getting to the point where slowly but surely those juniors will be coming through to the senior ranks, hopefully.
Yeah, and that's what you need to keep the club strength going. As I said, by starting today, we have 2 guys who are juniors, and next year we'll have another, I think, 8 juniors coming up to the senior levels.
Fantastic.
Who should be sticking around. So while they're taking the kick, you can just look at some scores around the ground so far. So Burnside up 34-7 against Port Adelaide. Brighton 40 points to 0 against Adelaide Uni. This game here, Onkaparinga have the Premier Grade bye today. They'll be playing Barossa. And the other match, All Collegians versus Souths, only kicking off at 4 p.m. which should have already kicked off, but no score there.
22 to zip to Elizabeth.
And in the reserve grade, Barossa are beating Onkaparinga 42 points to 0.
Impressive.
Very impressive.
Deep kick.
Deep. Contrast to the kicks last week that Woodville did. Great first up tackle there by Evan.
Jason
Holding on.
held on to him. Again, good hands.
Rusty.
And unfortunately steps out again. Good covering tackle there by...
Rusty needs an extra half a metre.
Great covering tackle by Jason Wilshire there.
I would have liked to see that foot race between Siva on number 11 and Junior.
Only if it was going the other way, ideally.
Would have been good, interesting to see.
Absolutely.
Right.
Knocked on by Woodville, unfortunately. And that's half time.
That's half time.
Keep the play active,
Yeah.
which makes it entertaining.
Absolutely. We are seeing our first maul of the game, which didn't go very far.
Deep pass.
There's a good little run there. Good little run.
Nice little flip pass and steps inside.
Steps inside for another try for Elizabeth.
Try under the post. I suppose we should do introductions. Richard Neef, Elizabeth representative.
Paul Smith, Woodville representative.
Paul, doing some wonderful things down at Woodville at the moment.
Oh, look, you know, I just took over as president at the end of last year, and I've only been at the club for 5 years, but I've fallen in love with the place. I think it's an absolutely fantastic group of people. You know, we've got a wonderful senior setup. We've got a really good group of volunteers, which is really impressive. We've got a huge committee, and everyone is responsible for a job, and I think that really makes a difference. Is if you share the responsibility. I think it helps make it easier as a volunteer setup.
I think that's a big thing, Paul. You know, that passion and love for the rugby club, and that's what you get out of your volunteers. And it's a tough job in this day and age. Mum and Dad are both working, and there's very little spare time.
Indeed. Yeah. And unfortunately, my wife won't be watching, so I spend all my time at rugby at the minute, either being president, senior women's coach. With a lad in the under-14s, so it's a big job, but one that I wouldn't be without.
It's a lovely kick-off. We drive through.
Elizabeth reset quickly.
Nice driving tackle there.
So, Richard, have you been with Elizabeth for long?
Well, it's an interesting story. I grew up here down as a 6-year-old, and nice bust up straight through the middle. Have the legs.
And so the ref has called that a not release from the tackle, or not the ball carrier not releasing the ball after the tackle, but it didn't look like it was particularly held, so I don't know whether...
Seems a little harsh, Paul.
Yeah.
Very harsh.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I think that's fair as well. The game is a little closer. Maybe here comes the ball. Nice work, Paul.
And the ball hit the commentary box.
Yeah, so Paul, I grew up here as a 6-year-old, played all the way until I was about 27, and then took off to London for 10 years, and then took off to the US for 10 years, and I've come back, and I did well for myself, and, but I love this place. I grew up here, it feels like home to me, and I've come back and joined the board, and to sort of try and make things a bit more commercial, and looking at what Woodville are doing at the moment, and it's setting a fine example for some other clubs as well. I must say, I look over the fence and go, I love some of the work you're doing.
I think it's interesting you say you've come and joined the board committee or however whatever you want to say. I think that's admirable that you're able to give them some of your time from the expertise that you have in a commercial sector, and be able to help build that for Elizabeth, because I think one of the most important things is for clubs nowadays. It's not just rock up and play some games, and it's about being able to be commercially viable. Paying your bills and all of that sort of stuff.
So true, and I think in part of that is partnerships and sponsorships, and you can't have a long-term future on asking. A bit of an issue there, I think. I think Woodville. The historical model of a couple of people run businesses at the club and drop a couple of dollars in, and you've got to make sure you're returning something back to your partners and your sponsors as well.
Absolutely, and a massive thank you to all of our sponsors. That was a little bit high, I think, and I think that's what Ed's issue was. But Woodville took the early tap, went for the run, and I think unfortunately neither party have come off particularly well.
Do you think we're going to see another replay of that, Paul, or that was the last?
It'd be nice to see another replay.
The referees look lovely in teal, by the way. Especially Elizabeth with our white shirts on. It's
yeah.
Here's the replay. So does he duck down a little?
I don't know if he ducks down a huge amount. Oh, I think the guy was. Yeah, I would say
it's borderline.
50-50. All I'm going to say is, Ed, suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah, let's do that.
These teal shirts you talk about for the referees, apparently they're reversible, so it's white on one side and
that's clever.
Teal on the other, which is quite a clever little move.
Are we going to see a card here, do you think? Or just a...
Hopefully just a talking to. Let's play in the spirit of the game.
Looks like a talking to. His hand is close to the pocket.
Oh, there we go. We do see a card coming, it seems.
That's a tough goal. But in today's day and age, protecting the head.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he hurt his shoulder at the same time. So.
Yeah, like you said, I don't think anyone came off well out of that.
No.
That's a nice strong run.
Breakthrough by Evan. He's an Elizabeth boy originally.
You've got a few Elizabeth boys over there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take anyone who wants to play rugby.
Well, as you should. As you should.
It's about the community of rugby.
That's very true.
Now, is that beyond 90 degrees? Clearly not. And Elizabeth moving the ball through the hands really quickly again. something they've done very well. Unfortunately, it looks like that was just not dropped forward. Good pressure back from Woodville now.
And Woodville, 16s and 18s, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. We are 16s and 18s both had a lovely little win for us today,
Yes.
as did our B grade. So it's actually quite nice to see a few wins. So good pressure by Jason Wilshire there.
You were getting another beer? No? Okay.
And the women's team, Paul? Going well? Good numbers?
Yeah, really good. I've got a really good bunch of ladies playing for Woodville at the minute, and we're really coming quite good. We've got a few tough tests coming up, but we've also been playing very well. And another breakthrough from Elizabeth,
It's down the line.
and he just squeaks past.
Looks like another try. It's going to come under the post. Oh, another pass.
Oh,
Typical flair of the Fijian style.
I could watch Fijian rugby all day long.
Oh, it is good to see, isn't it? The seven-a-side tournament we
Yeah.
had here at the start of the season was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, something that Woodville are always keen to put teams in for. It's very well organised, very well put on by Elizabeth, and something we think is enjoyable as well.
Well, we see it as a bit of a gateway into 15-a-side as well, especially for the women as well. We've got probably 7 or 8 women who are prepared to play. But to get to the 10 to 15 players, it's tough. Whereas, 7-a-side is an attractive sport. It's a little faster pace. It's not quite as physical. It's another conversion.
Yeah, but you have to be super fit though, don't you? Playing on a full pitch with seven
That is true.
players.
That is true. Well, one of our new partners, A.V. Jennings, has signed on board to look after our juniors, but also as a commitment from us over the next 2 seasons to build a women's team as well.
Very good.
They were big fans of that. They didn't necessarily want to be on the front of our shirt. Of our senior and premier grade, they wanted to be on the juniors and get our women's up and running. So it was again another thing about community and spirit, and it's good to see our sponsors and partners coming to the fore on that.
Yes, we're very lucky with having Craig and Jason from Big Shed, who are fully behind the Woodville club, and therefore our shirt sponsors. Forward pass, unfortunately, there by Elizabeth.
That would be Craig Basford, another old Elizabeth, isn't he?
Yes, absolutely.
Very successful one. He's done very well for himself.
And he continues to do so, but fortunately we've got hold of him now, and
Yes.
he's not going anywhere else.
And good on him. I love to see that. I actually played with Craig many years ago, so yeah, it was good. He was a backer of us as well for a little while as well.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
a rare scrum.
So the Woodville scrums have been pretty solid, and we've not been shoved off any so far, which is absolutely fantastic. So the boys are doing a great job. Like I said, we've got the 120-year-old Doug playing there as well. So we just can't seem to keep it in the hand.
No, this lad's pretty good.
Junior
Who's
Vuata.
this?
Junior Vuata. So the Vuata family are very familiar to Elizabeth as well.
Yep.
So we've got a certain amount of family ties when it comes to Elizabeth and Woodville. I think we're both in a similar vein, where we're looking after each other, clearly.
Clearly, yes. I always enjoyed playing against Woodville. Nice tackle. Presented well. Despite the score, there's been some pretty strong, good tackles by Woodville players today.
And you know what? I agree with you, Richard. I think that Woodville have played pretty well today. I think it's tough when you do play against free-flowing rugby like this.
Yeah.
So we're currently having our photo taken. Apparently it's volunteer week next week.
Well, it was interesting playing, watching last year, and we came up against Brighton. It was a very, very tight game. But one thing Brighton did to us is sort of like they parked us down at the try line and never let us move. Just kept on running into us and running into us. We gave penalty away, penalty away, penalty away. They did not allow us to have this free-flowing rugby. And despite losing, it was a beautiful thing to see. And it was ugly rugby, but it was at the same time, it was very useful. Obviously worked for Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton are going well again this season in the Premier Grade, which is, always good to. I'm just seeing if we can update that Premier Grade scores. It doesn't seem to be updating for me. The wonderful Rugby Explorer app. So, current update is Burnside 54, Port Adelaide 7, Brighton 73, Adelaide University 5, Elizabeth 77, Woodville 0, and it's now 12-10 to Old Collegians against Souths. Very good offload there. Unfortunately, no support.
Ball's thrown out to the side. It looked fairly. That may have been a touch high.
I think the referee has given it, and Woodville slow to react, and away they go. Elizabeth putting down for another try.
About a minute of play left to go.
Yes, I don't think there's been a lot of stoppages. It's been a tough game. Clearly for Woodville.
What do you think of the new shirts, Paul? Elizabeth shirts.
Yeah, they look good. I was talking to Rob from Legend, and he was saying that he delivered them to you, was it last week or the week before? And we having a talk about them, and they look very good.
Yeah, it's another one of our partners, Legend Sportswear, coming on board this year. And been absolutely fantastic. Rob and the team, and Louis and Mary and Sir Gordon. We've got a little bit of access to Sir Gordon as well.
Yep, we as you can see by our shirts, we're using Legend as well. Had a wonderful chat with Sir Gordon a couple of years ago when we first signed up with them. Very insightful man. So Woodville are not giving up.
Still throwing in those tackles.
It's just those little breaks that Elizabeth do so well.
She's a big boy, that one. And fast. When was the last time you played, Paul?
That's quite a funny inside joke, actually. So I'm not entirely sure I should head down that rabbit hole because it's a standing joke, having never played over in South Australia. But it's many years anyway. And I
Fancy
realised
strapping the boots on an occasion with a third grade game?
I think Cripple
Golden
Crows is
oldies?
enough for me. I haven't been out this season for Cripple Crows yet, but I do tend to try and get out for them. It's more about that fun friendship and fraternity that we have, which is lovely. Turned 50 this year, so it was.
You're turning 50 this year?
I did turn 50 this year.
As am I.
So it's one of those things where you realise that your body doesn't cope quite so well.
It's another,
But never say never.
looks like he's missed that one.
Pushed it slightly wide. Another young lad from your under-18s.
Oh, he's a super talented boy, this one.
He is very good.
So we've got a family here, and Jane just standing over the side here. That's a very proud mother of Daniel, and Jay, his father, also played second grade today. But hugely talented, hugely talented. And I think I like the way we're trickling him into seniors and not throwing him into an A grade game just yet, too much, but
Ball was short, but Elizabeth got hold of it and made a really good run for it. So Junior has now got it. Junior's been a bit quiet today. He's been closed down pretty quickly by Elizabeth.
he needs a couple of friends out there with a similar talent.
Yeah. We are missing a fair number of our regular players, unfortunately.
Well, they're definitely not giving up, which is good to see.
No.
At a 89-0 scoreline, they're still pushing.
Thought Sam Stewart was going to kick it there. Sam loves a bit of a kick. Oh, he's been stripped. JP had the ball, just been stripped, and away Elizabeth go. Feel for the boys, they're putting a great shift in, but unfortunately Elizabeth just seem to be finding all those holes, and the support that they're providing to each other is just immense.
It's good to watch, though. Well, from Elizabeth's perspective, obviously. Maybe not so much from Woodville. I have been on the other end of a few big scores like this before, and you get over it and you learn. My young son played soccer this morning, and they got done, I think, 13-0. And the good thing is, in the car on the way home, he's 10 years old, and he was telling me about all the things he needs to do better, rather than sort of winning 5-0 and going, hey, this is it. It's you can sometimes take good things from losses. Yeah,
absolutely. Either losses or not, I think. So something I work on with the Woodville women's team is, and this is all thanks to Zahn Anthony, who's big in the rugby community over here in South Australia. She says about weapons and work-ons, and it's true. And that's the final whistle. And Elizabeth are
victors.
96-0 victors.
We got the scores of the.
I'm just going to wrong one. I'm just going to have a look at the other final scores for probably not final scores in the Premier Grade to see how we're going. This is going to mean a lot more to you. 61-7 to Burnside, 85-5 to Adelaide Uni. I've got 89-0 to Elizabeth Premier, which is interesting. And it's 15 all at Old Coles and Souths.
Shall we switch the vision to the Old Coles game now?
Yeah,
do we have access?
Indeed, that would be
extended
good.
Highlights?
We should do, and then start commentating on the Old Coles.
I've only been sitting here for 20-25 minutes. I'm starting to like it.
Well, thanks for your help, Richard. And I think that's it from us in the commentary box.
Sign off, Paul. Thank you very much.
Thank you.